Join us on Now We Consume. Take in the knowledge, take in the laughs, indulge in the topics with us. The Now We Consume podcast will take you through the parts of your day you normally dread. Why suffer through the existential crisis of life alone when you can do it with us? And now we consume.
This is not meant to be a conspiracy episode or podcast, but we may cover some topics that dance that line like a toddler dances on their mother's last nerve. This podcast is rated I, for immature audiences only.
If you've ever woken up in a drunken stupor next to a campfire and found your friend trying to convince a raccoon to take shots of crime with them, this is the podcast for you. I'm your host, Pip. Yeah. With me tonight, as always, are my co-hosts, Gibbles and Gibbs, and welcome to the Now We Consume podcast. Say hello, guys.
Special guest.
Sorry, but my cat has decided that now is the time she wants attention, and in typical cat fashion, does not care about my interest. So I'm just going to hold her while I move things around the computer. Yep. Okay. We're good.
That works.
Oh,
well then.
You are.
You know what? I'm going to put you over here. Sorry.
It happens. Life happens at the speed of life, and you just got to adjust.
I'm waiting for the cat to get up and just start going right at the camera.
So welcome back, everybody. We have hopefully a good show tonight. We're going to be talking about a pretty cool topic. We've previously spoken about some of the legal reformatory processes that are in place in this country, and we've shared some of our thoughts and opinions on the way that it is all being done and could be done a little bit better. Tonight, however, we're going to take a walk down the path that so far has only been explored in a laboratory setting. So if you could imagine for a moment a future where instead of just rotting in prison for years, a criminal gets hooked up to a pod or some other kind of BCI, brain-computer interface, and has AI-generated memories forcibly shoved into their brainus, and then they walk out a reformed individual in minutes or even hours or possibly even days. It sounds like pure science fiction, but it's called Cognify, and as of about a year ago, it's been kind of taking off online. It's a concept from, I'm going to butcher this dude's name, I'm sorry, it's Hashim Al-Ghali. He's a filmmaker and a molecular biologist. It is not a real brick and mortar company yet, but everything that this man's trying to do has been inspired by real lab animal experiments and other human technology experiments that have taken place all the way back from 2013. So we're going to discuss some of the neurological and psychological rehab potentials that this tech could offer, as well as some of the dark misuse potentialities and why it feels like it's something straight out of Minority Report, Demolition Man, Black Mirror, to name a few. You guys have yeah, Total Recall. Hell yeah, I forgot about that one. That's great.
So there's like several Star Trek episodes about that very topic.
Oh, that's good. Yes.
The one with O'Brien.
Yes.
DS9 is the particular one.
So before we get too far into this, what about this whole concept kind of excites you guys or scares you the most about it? Just kind of going off of the intro stuff.
What concerns me, I guess, is this seems like a natural progression with something like Neuralink that's already on the way out or on the way in and coming out. I guess my concern is going to be, number one, who the hell is going to be held responsible and who's going to be like, I don't know, actually having any oversight over something like that. Because theoretically, it doesn't just have to be for punishment. Like, I know we're talking about punishment, that's the main goal, but if you're imprinting memories and experiences and or removing other ones or changing in any way, there's a lot of things you can do to people that will never, ever, ever be reported or understood. And you thought MK Ultra was bad, just wait till you see this shit. That's what really fucking scares me.
Yeah.
So I don't trust any of that.
I was excited to get your take on this because I know that you've paid
like
attention to a lot of that
sleeper
stuff.
Cell.
Nope.
Oh yeah,
Ultimate sleeper cell.
Bucky from the Avengers. You know, the way he got activated. This is literally the best way to potentially program a whole line of sleeper soldiers like that.
Yeah.
So
God, could you imagine just being out there at like a school function and something's done accidentally and all the soccer moms just go full on Karen?
a lot of them already are full on Karens.
Yeah, but I mean, just straight up ninjas, you know? Oh my God, that'd be terrifying, but yet hilarious at the same time.
Oh, do you remember the advertisement reels from The Division where they had like the average stay-at-home girlfriend and her watch gets activated and she's like instant like fucking secret agent girl?
Right.
That kind of
It'd be like
shit.
that.
Yes. That'd be kind of amazing.
I think the problem would be is that warfare would completely change, because then imagine, and I almost want to point to Matrix or something like this. Imagine being able to upload 100 years worth of combat experience into somebody, and then you just release them back in the wild. But you do that with millions of people. All of a sudden, you don't have a standing military you have to pay. You just simply say some magic words over the megaphone, and 1 million people show up ready for war, and you can't fucking tell them apart. No, no. Any of this stuff, no. I believe, I guess the way I look at it is the human brain is one of the only sacred things that we have that should remain untouched. You can study it all you want, but don't make any changes unless it's like something's like medically necessary kind of thing,
right,
to like save a life. That's different. But you're talking about altering something when there's no deficiencies or abnormalities. No. Like, for example, I wouldn't mind, like, if somebody, let's just say, was committed for a crime that's like super, super, super bad, then maybe. But I guess that my worry is that as soon as you open that Pandora's box, it does not stop there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it'll never close. The moment you open it, that's it.
Yep.
I mean, look at AI. You know, I know we're the show of AI. That's really what we talk about 40% of the time. But I mean, look at that. Once that Pandora's box, once the Will Smith box was open with him eating spaghetti and looking like a Picasso painting.
Yep.
Once we saw that the first time, ever since then, nothing's been the same.
I'm 40% AI. Yeah, no, there's everything you talked about. We're going to kind of touch on a little bit later, but something that you said kind of triggered one of our earlier episodes, the digital afterlife. This kind of technology could really pave the way for something like that.
Burn it.
Because you're going to be mapping the brain and getting the memories and even manipulating the memories. That's like baseline technology for that technology. I like this. I like where that's going.
The only thing is what would happen? Do you get like that Amazon show where everybody's in, you know, an afterlife? So it's Upload.
Yes.
Is it like that? Or is it like the Johnny Depp movie where, you know, all of a sudden he loses his flipping mind and he somehow gets let loose with internet information?
Transcendence.
And it just goes, yes, that's the movie.
That's a great fucking movie. God. Yeah.
That's a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
You ain't kidding. It was very underrated. But yeah, so that's...
I know your original topic was more to do with... Is your original topic here more to do with specifically with jails and kind of the rehabilitation process, or are you going more general here?
Kind of both.
Okay.
Well, I have some sections. So first off, what is Cognify itself? The original concept of the way that this is intending to be used is twofold. You have the prison rehab and then you have the mental rehab. So in the prison rehab, the prisoner would choose to do the Cognify rehab over their full sentence. They would get a brain scan that would map all their neural pathways. The AI that's used would craft a custom set of artificial memories. It would also include experiences from the crime, from the victim's perspective, and from their perspective. And it would build a separate like algorithm based on empathy and guilt. It would be implanted into their head via a headset or in a pod, something like that, some kind of a BCI, brain computer interface. Minutes in the chamber or whatever the setup is would feel like literal years. determining how long and what the process actually is, whether they're just forced to relive that event over and over and over for literal years, is an ethical debate, because is that humane in that respect? I mean, if somebody commits like a horrible, heinous, violent crime to somebody and they live and they're able to upload the memory of that event and make somebody else relive that event as punishment, personally, I think that's just cause. That is like the perfect way to prevent that from happening, because what you do to somebody will literally be done to you in your head. You will have the full experience, the full brunt of everything that you've done, literally done to you. And you will walk away feeling as though it was done to you. And you will live the rest of your life thinking that it was done.
Yeah, but the only issue with that, the PTSD of that, and then does that mentally break the person because that's been done?
That's
where the worse because of it.
That's where the custom AI pathways and everything come into play. First, it would be lived, and then it would be healed over time. Because again, this is done over years in the mind. So if you're given X amount of time to relive the event, then you're given X amount of time to therapy out the event in your head and treat and confront and discuss and literally just like Freud your way out of it. Do therapy for literally 10 years, intense therapy. You know, address everything. And like you were saying with Demolition Man, they had like docile tendencies for the main character implanted in, so there could be behavior modifications that could also go along with this. There could be empathy behaviors that could be also put in place, so they could literally just feel more susceptible to a lot of this training, or I don't know if it's training or just the therapy, what we'll call it. But the goal of all of this is empathy building, so that they come away feeling literal remorse for what they did, and it would lead to lower recidivism. And in theory, it would be a hell of a lot cheaper than prisons, because this treatment.
Yeah, but they're still going to have to take medication when they're done.
Potentially, but it may not be long term or permanent. But the cost to run a prison versus the cost of a 1 day or maybe just a multi-day treatment plan is going to be leaps and bounds cheaper. So do you think that sounds more humane just from that, or is it pretty much just horrifying? Because I think back to that Black Mirror episode, The Black Museum, where the memory of the guy hitting the electric chair was just done over and over and over.
Or was it that Black Mirror also did the episode where it was the guy trying to get promoted to be a supervisor, and he stuck him in VR where he was in a confined area for just years, to what felt like years to him, and he was being starved and tortured and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Only just to get promoted to be a supervisor.
Yeah,
to like managerial.
You might be confusing two episodes, but the one he got left on the planet in the second go of the Star Trek episodes, or the Star Trek adjacent episodes.
Right. No, this one was not Star Trek.
Okay.
This was straight up like a Black Mirror kind of thing.
Okay. But yeah, so
it was I'm trying to remember the actor's name. He was in Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man, and talked really fast.
Oh, that guy.
The Hispanic gentleman.
Yeah.
No, the guy that plays Hector and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Talks really fast, and he goes, "Oh, and then this happened, and this happened." And
was he in Black Mirror? I don't remember him being.
Like I said, it may not have been Black Mirror, but it was one of those videos, where it played out like, either Black Mirror or Twilight Zone kind of thing, where it starts off where he's in a confined space, almost like a circular cement area, and and there's a single opening, like a door, I guess, and he's able to hear somebody and he's able to talk to him, but otherwise he's supposed to be like, I think it's like they're supposed to be pushing something around in a circle.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, the more they work, the better off they're supposed to be. And, you know, that's just by the time it's over with, you know, and they pull them out, you know, oh, well, you know, your score is this and you didn't do this very well. So we may not be able to help you with that. And then you see all these other people, their heads are down because they're in the simulation going through the same thing. No. That's horrifying to me.
Yeah.
Because they could easily do something like that, especially if you're not guilty of anything. Right. You're just trying to get a promotion.
Oh, it kind of, that your explanation there reminds me of that Rick and Morty episode where they were playing the game where you live somebody else's life.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like Morty goes into it and he tries to live just a normal life, and then Rick pulls him out going, yeah, that sucked. And then everybody's like, he's going for a whole new high score. Just, that one was good.
Yeah.
What I was thinking with that part of the topic is, I really feel like, as with most things in science, technology just depends on how it's used and what kind of oversight there is. So I think for certain criminals, certain crimes, maybe for things that are habitual, or it's clear that someone is so far gone that there is no traditional therapy or traditional methods that would work. As an option, I do think it makes sense for some people. Because I look at it as like euthanasia is always like the last alternative.
It just lobotomize them.
Mm-hmm. Let's not go there.
Well, digital lobotomy, you know.
And, you know.
Yeah, that doesn't really work out for their quality of life. But I guess the point I'm getting at is, as another option, it can be utilized. But there has to be a lot of oversight. There has to be a lot of mitigating factors. There has to be a lot of people signing off on it. And there has to be direct oversight and direct access as to what is happening. So there should be a way to like review the logs, review the data, review everything. And there should be a process, I would think, put in place to be able to reverse the process or undo it if necessary. Because I'd assume if you can implant a memory, hopefully they'd have the ability to get rid of a memory, which I know might be more tough. But there's got to be some fail-safes in place, you know? Because my concern would be you're not going to 100% know how everybody's going to react to something like that. You can have all the data you want, but in the end, we are people where our experiences, our lived experiences, are very much individualized in how we process and how we handle certain emotions, certain things. So I don't know if I trust an AI to handle something like that. It would have to be something that's like a big undertaking, because to be able to program and analyze all that would be very extensive. But I do believe for the right patients, for the right people, it could make sense. Mm-hmm. But again, all factors in on cost too. It also factors in on time, because now this is something I don't know. This is a question I got to ask you, but have we proven at all that like in that kind of state, you would be able to implant a memory at 100 times speed or 1,000 times speed, where you could do several years in the course of a day? Like, is that something that's confirmed? Because I know nothing about that part.
It's still in the lab, and they have shown some success with lab animals.
Okay.
Yeah. Using the blue light therapy or whatever?
You can
alter or erase memories.
I've actually got that in the next section, which Gibbs, if you want to take this next section, I want to see how mind blown that you get as you're kind of bringing everybody else into the fold here.
Well, as long as you highlight the next section, because there's a couple of different. There we go. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So you wanted to know how close we are. This is literally how close are we?
That was the setup on that one.
Yeah.
So, starting with 2013 at MIT. All right, fuck you. You have me read that because you don't know how to say that word. That's why you did that.
No, it's optogenetics.
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 Research at Tonigawa lab implanted false fear memories in mice, making them terrified of safe places by reactivating specific neurons during shocks. It was causal proof that memories can be fabricated in animals. Interesting.
So there's
Squeak,
now
squeaker,
that was back in 2013. So that has most likely progressed at least somewhat. So they can make people afraid, or they can make lab animals afraid of a known safe place and likely comfortable in a known dangerous place. So go ahead and continue on.
Fear is possible. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
More recent advances, wireless optogenics devices, 2025 Northwestern micro LED implants, for example, for precise control in behaving animals without wires.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm assuming did you look into that product in particular, or?
I couldn't find the actual stuff, so I'm assuming it's still just in the lab and has not been patented or otherwise released. But it's the best I could find was that it's literally just using light to control behavior and activate specific parts of the brain during lab tests.
Oh, that's
great.
They're
in the show Fallout, they're kind of going with the whole idea of like control and everything, but not using optics, but instead just
like radio waves,
pulses and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, very similar path. Yeah.
Yes. Very on brand for them.
So Japanese researchers recently in 2025 made a breakthrough showing that a certain type of blue light therapy can actually alter or even erase memories in the human brain. The research is still very early in its progress, but the early results were published late last year. So, I would love to know the data on how the hell you can erase memories just with a blue light.
Yeah. And total like 100% sidebar. I got to set up like a rant camera or something like Joe Scott does. A reel came out just the other day that I stumbled across while finger banging my phone on Instagram. Ariana Grande came up and she was being interviewed, and she let it slip that some company did a light therapy to make her lose her memories, so she couldn't remember what the person was talking about. Now, I don't know how much I can believe of that girl because I don't know what the hell she's been through, but something about her has drastically changed over the past couple of years. If you just kind of look at her from a distance. So, it seemed like a genuine kind of like, I'm just kind of saying this because this is what happened moment. And it was like a very casual, like, oh yeah, that just happened the other day kind of interaction. So
but
I
you
don't
also
know.
have to take into account is how crazy some of them can be because of the fact they're so detached from reality.
You ain't kidding.
Right,
they're nuts. So, but I thought that was just a very odd coincidence that I'm doing all this shit and that kind of popped up. So, it was.
So I wonder what the
funny.
crossover is with all the rave kids that saw all the blue lights and then coming home and not remembering anything. And it was just
that's drugs.
Getting the wrong.
That's just drugs. Just drugs.
Oh,
drugs.
I was hoping maybe one of them was drugs.
Drugs.
Maybe this is one of them.
Drugs.
This is one of them.
It's drugs.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny. Goes to a rave, is the one guy that doesn't do drugs, gets your mind erased by a certain series of blue lights.
Yes.
You're the one guy the cops don't fucking believe that didn't take anything. I don't know who I am, man. Where am I? Oh, Jesus Christ. He took some drugs in the butthole again. Come on, Jeffrey. Who's Jeffrey?
I mean, to some degree, we know that blue lights from computer monitors can fatigue your eyes and make you feel fatigued. So I don't know what the correlation would be, but we do know that it does cause that at least. So whatever they might have found that it can do elsewhere, God only knows.
Uh-huh. So, but yeah, go ahead and continue on, Gibbs.
All right, let's see. On the human side, USC Wake Forest hippocampal prosthesis trials are ongoing into 2025 and 2026. Implants restore memory encoding in epilepsy and brain injury patients by bridging damaged areas with AI predicted signals. I don't like where this is going. Boosts recall. Wow. An 11 to 54% in tests, not creating fake memories, but repairing real ones. Fully implantable versions are targeted soon. Yeah, how about no?
This is targeting actual real world medical applications. People that have had strokes, epilepsy, possibly even dementia, and the other bad one, Alzheimer's. God, yeah, fuck.
Do you need a brain implant, buddy? No.
Shut your whore mouth. So this kind of technology could theoretically assist in treatments with those types of disorders.
I guess I don't mean to be the pessimist. I do agree. I'm sure it can help some people, but am I the only person that's just been very how should I say, underwhelmed with the recent status of the medical system in our country, where I don't trust anyone to handle anything like that with my brain. I'm sorry, but even if it could help people, it really concerns me. Because, like, sure, it could, but what if it don't?
Yeah.
As
and how many hospitals?
Sorry, you go.
I was going to say, and then what hospital's going to be willing to take that kind of liability on?
And then, as we learn with more recent medications, you can't always sue them. Sometimes it's the government makes it illegal to sue the people, even if you get something wrong. So it's like
that's fun.
I don't know. Do you really want to risk it? But that is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Boost recall 11 to 54%.
Uh-huh.
I mean, fuck. I can't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday. Might be on the short list for that. That scares me. Oh my God. Anyways, so
I don't remember what you were doing yesterday. I don't remember what I was doing today.
I know.
Right.
Well, honestly, the TikTok brain rot in my brain's been really bad. I'm gonna have to remove that. It's not worth it.
TikTok bad.
Yeah, just not good for the old noggin. But anyways,
nope.
Animal memory manipulation has been proven. Human memory restoration is in trials. Could it lead to the full seamless implantation of custom narratives? Well,
Total Recall. Budget vacations.
And that's where you were talking about not Red Faction. God, I keep Total Recall. Same
Red
thing.
Faction.
Shut up.
Not even close.
Not even the same genre.
You know what, though?
It's on Mars, okay?
Okay. You get a pass for that part. They're both red, I guess. But I do like the idea of cheap vacations, though. Not for nothing.
Right.
Hopping into a little memory pod, taking a trip to Hawaii. It takes IRL like 3 hours. You go for 3 weeks. I mean, theoretically, it could make it so that you could live a long-ass time being plugged into one of those and have your memories altered. But
oh my God, but could you imagine if something went wrong and they accidentally left something going that should have been, and then next thing you know, you felt like you've been living for millions of years?
Not only that, but who's going to be the first guy that goes into memory and they forget to add his penis back in? So he spends the entire fucking year going, where is it?
Oh, no.
You've been non-consensually transed. Congratulations, sir.
They're like traumatized just from a fake memory.
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus.
Your punishment is fucking Diddy's bathroom. Oh no, the baby oil. Like, I don't know. There's so many ways you could mess with that.
Oh yeah.
I keep waking up and I just feel oil.
I go to sleep and I still feel it on my body.
Can't
oil
get
everywhere.
Clean. I can't get clean.
But it is cool for like people that actually have issues going on.
Yeah.
But boy, it's all fun and games until something goes wrong.
Yeah. So yeah, everything right now is still somewhat in the science fiction and in the lab environment, but all the building blocks, the BCIs, the optogenetics, the AI modeling, everything is in place. So everything is advancing, and it's advancing pretty fast. Al Galili himself he says that the animal successes plus all the AI that's advancing could make everything feasible in under a decade if ethics allow. Now, let me just say that again. It's feasible in under a decade if ethics allow. But if you remove ethics from that equation, How fast could this tech progress?
Oh, I'm sure it could be like next year if you really want to push it.
Yeah.
Put it this way.
No
in America,
limits?
That shit would progress faster than fast food has in America. Like if you let it without limits, without anything, the problem is nothing would happen because in a weird alternate universe, we'd all be in our own little individual uploaded whatever, living out memories that we never had. So I guess I worry that society itself would cease to exist because nobody would be involved in their actual biological body in real time. They'd be busy doing other shit.
Or you could even have a situation where, what if you got somebody that goes in for, whatever it was they needed to get done, and then they come back and they go, no, put me back under, please. That was so much better. And you have people that are willing to hurt themselves just to get back.
So then you've got Matrix issues. People wanting to go into the Matrix and escape real life.
No, only that, but I guess I have the other question too of like, do you give the same legal rights to people that have had memory augmentations? Because here's the way I look at it, is every job requires you to be skilled in order for that job to be hired. So what happens if you're the person with the money that can just be skilled at every job? Do then you create a society where like the top 20% of people do 90% of the jobs? Or do you have a system to where anybody at any moment can learn your job, so therefore no skilled jobs are actually worth it? Because I can just go to the memory parlor and download how to be a plumber for $5.99 a month, and then I'll just do all my own plumbing work and I never hire a plumber. I guess this goes down that slippery slope of if no information and knowledge and information requires the time to skillfully learn it and understand it, then it has no value.
Okay, so think of this. If you're hired on for a company, they give you the information on lease, on lend, as long as you're with the company, and then using the ability to erase memories. When you leave the company, it is forcibly taken back.
Then you're just a vessel.
But you're a vessel making money.
You're just a meat robot.
Aren't we already?
You're a robot with extra steps.
Exactly. That's what we are now.
Oh, Jesus.
It'll be for the Empire.
We are meat robots. We have the shiniest meat suits. Okay? We already are meat robots. Let's just do it that way.
I volunteer as Space Marine. Thank you.
Yes, same. I guess
At that point.
That's the world we'd be going into. Now, I would agree that I think there are certain things that it would be cool to be able to upload, things like your entire educational system or college or whatever, like different things. But boy, would it have to be used sparingly. Because, man, it would be so easy just to learn any job you want, any bit of information you want, be incredibly.
That'd be like Battlefield Earth.
Yeah.
Yes. God, I have
all the humans that weren't educated and they jumped into that machine and knew how to fly a fighter jet by the time they were done.
Yep. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in a long time. God.
That one wasn't underrated. That one wasn't the greatest.
It wasn't that good, but it wasn't as bad as some other things. It wasn't Geely, Oh,
so I didn't realize if we did that, people wouldn't have families.
No.
They wouldn't need real families.
Procreation would cease to exist, so eventually the human race would die off.
Probably.
With something like that.
Yeah.
Because how many people are just going to make a memory being like, I want to have a family with this celebrity or this person, and just click a button and go into the thing.
Right.
Whatever you pre-programmed or wanted, that is the, and then you're going to come back out of it, and whatever you programmed, it's going to make your life look like a disappointment no matter what it is. Like,
it's okay. My life is already a disappointment.
And then
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you also have the issue of, what if you have somebody that's like, I want to go in there and I want to have just go murder hobo in my memories. I want to have the memory of I just went murder. I walked into, you have the far left leaning person. I wanted to go murder hobo on everybody in Trump Tower. Or you got somebody on the right saying, I'm going to go murder hobo in Los Angeles of every, whoever, alternate lifestyle person. You're just going to have some issues with all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would definitely need some limitations.
Yeah, so that kind of segues us into the next section. Gibbles, do you want to take this one?
Oh, I guess I'll read now. Yay. Yes, there is a dark side with the misuse and ethical minefields.
Not that far. Nope.
Not one?
Up one.
Oh, too far. Oh. Well, we've been talking about this. Minority Report, the Halo device.
Yeah, just kind of all the different the parallels of sci-fi and different movies that this is already kind of touching the tips of.
Yeah, I sort of see it with Minority Report because of the Halo device putting the criminals into a dreamlike coma. Okay, we could technically do that now, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And save on, serious costs when it comes to prisons. You're in for life and you have no possibility of getting out. Well, guess what? Now you're in a coma and we'll drip feed you the rest of your days.
Mm-hmm.
You can get away with that.
See, something like that, I'm waiting for them to figure out how to use the human brain to mine crypto, and then the criminals can be turned into just crypto miners.
You are no different than the
We
Matrix.
could get our video cards back.
Literally, the more people we jail, the stronger AI gets because they're using it for processing for crypto. Oh my god! They're just commit crimes.
Got my video
the
cards
AI.
back.
Man. Why do I feel like though there'd just be never, I can't even say this on, never mind. But
Say it.
Can't be
point,
that
the point
bad. Say it.
They would be they would be promoting crimes so that more people could feed
Oh,
into
God.
the machine.
The algorithm just promotes crime so that it can get stronger.
Yes, it would
That's
literally
right.
happen.
Oh yeah. Oh god, that hurts my brain. That's hilarious and terrifying all at the same time. Like I was saying, is just Demolition Man, of course.
Mm-hmm.
That to me is like that's the first time I really thought about something like that, where okay, you could put somebody into stasis and then rewire the brain to either be more docile, violent. You could give them weapon mastery, or you could teach them to, crochet,
Mm-hmm.
all that kind of stuff.
No.
The only thing about it that really, I don't know if it was more of a continuity issue or if that was their intention was like, it wasn't the end all be all. Like John Spartan, the main protagonist, was able to kind of still work past those things, even though they put it in his brain as like hardwired in. He was still able to like, why do I want to crochet all of a sudden, and just kind of work past it.
Yeah, it was like an aggression response is all it was. But now the biggest thing between Minority Report and Demolition Man and Cognify, both of those required like long-term stasis for the treatment to work.
Yeah.
Cognify is a very short-term deal. But go ahead, Gibbs. What did you say?
What I wanted to ask is something I didn't think about until now. Was you guys know about the nature versus nurture debate when it comes to people?
Uh-huh.
Where how much of it? So for the audience, it's the debate of how much of your personality and who you are is defined by nature, as in how you were born, versus nurture, how you were raised. Would it make more sense to, rather than to add new memories, to just change people's memories from they were younger to have them like a better upbringing, better family values, better family life, maybe better time in school, better time? Would that make more sense? That way you're not technically destroying anything or adding anything negative, you're just rebuilding them. Do you think that would work as like a better alternative?
So what we do then is once a child is, a certain age, like 8 or 9, we release them onto an island, and then whoever comes out the strongest and survives, we then bring them back into the fold and then cognify them, and then they can go about their life.
What are you, technological Sparta? No, that's not.
Enter Techno Sparta enters the chat.
Jesus Christ.
That's right.
Looks at a bunch of 9-year-olds. Ah, yes, a fight to the death it is. No, it's not.
No. I feel like that's maybe more erasing the person that they were instead of changing the person that they're going to be. But I do see value in it as far as the ultimate goal of the outcome. Because at that point, you're going to more or less guarantee that there's not going to be recommission. The recidivism rate will drop to basically zero at that point. Because all the factors that led to the commissions of the crimes will mentally go away.
No, I know that does mean basically you're erasing the person. You're effectively destroying them. So is that considered murder? Are the memories of what a person is make them up? Was my ultimate question.
I mean, yes and no.
Are the memories of a person equivalent to their physical state? That this is the morality argument that I wanted to bring up.
Morality is a big one in this because, yeah, you're changing someone's baseline.
Yeah, because you always have the situations where like somebody's brain gets damaged and then they come out different. Like some people all of a sudden are able to speak another language, or their accent changes, or their personality changes. Some people become more violent. Other people become docile.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something about them completely changes. I had a grandmother that she got dementia, and she went from I could talk to her about anything, we got along great, to all of a sudden she hated me.
Yeah.
To the point she almost wanted to be violent. It was insane. I laughed my ass off, but you know, she thought I was the worst human being alive.
Yeah. So, okay, compare the whole compare the therapies then. You've got the stasis with the passive, and then the Cognify with the active. Do you think it's better with the active reprogramming and the force, guilt, regret, or do you think it's better for the slow burn?
I think it depends. I need the data on that one. That's something that we'd have to experiment with a bunch of violent criminals to see what happens.
Yeah,
because I think that they have their uses.
Yeah,
definitely something more like a passive mental prison would be the case of like, wow, this person assaulted like 35 people and is a repeat offender, and clearly they're not scared of jail. Have fun in the abyss for 90,000 years. Good luck. But at the same point, if
now
it's just someone that like robbed a store, you know, I don't think that's the way to do it.
You bring up a very special point there. Have fun in the abyss for 90,000 years. Where does the line get drawn for, okay, we're going to instill mental prison punishments, and the punishment is so far beyond what we could do in real life, but because now we have access to the mental realm, we can put them through all kinds of hell that we can literally imagine.
Yeah.
Right, but that comes into the whole ethics thing again. You know, are we willing to go and push ethics aside? Well, figure out what's the line that we can toe before the human mind breaks.
Here's the thing. If you have the right people in charge, yes, we're doing the rehab on here. Here's their rehab program. Here's what they're being put through. In reality, they're spending 90,000 years in the abyss.
Yeah. Now, is it the abyss of that you just don't see nothing, hear nothing, but you can hear yourself, and
dealer's choice. We can program whatever you want.
Exactly.
You can do it like almost like Doctor Strange, where they're going through 90,000 different multiverses, where you're just like overloaded in every sense imaginable. And here's the thing: it's not just visual limitations. Well, you could talk about things like pain, suffering, different emotions. Imagine a punishment where it's like every time you raise a family, they're brutally murdered, and you do that over and over and over again for thousands of times for somebody that, like, killed someone's family. Like, you absolutely could go nuts with the stuff, but that's I guess part of the problem is you're talking about
let them out.
but this is I guess my concerns. We were talking about more of like an endless limbo or like a passive mental prison, like what was used in that movie. That's where it would end up going. Because I don't think of a scenario where nobody's going to mess with the program, especially with the way AI is going. Not for nothing, but anything could be hackable.
Yeah,
coming up soon, especially once quantum computing comes out. I mean, Jesus Christ, you're going to have people that are going to get their Neuralinks low jacked, and they're going to be sent to the abyss anyway.
Yeah, so that's the other side. Maybe there are some people who aren't deemed worthy of rehab, and they're just deemed to suffer permanent imprisonment. Life imprisonment would take on a whole new role.
But
all I know is
oh, sorry, you go.
If somebody like that was to accidentally get released or let out, because that does happen, people get released all the time that shouldn't be. Imagine somebody going through something like that, and all of a sudden, for whatever reason, whatever's in control decides, let them go. They don't get nothing rehab. They don't get medication. They don't get nothing. All they know is for, a couple hundred years, like you said, they had a family. They're all murdered right in front of them in the most gruesome way,
over and over and over.
Over and over and over again. What that would do to the human psyche, I couldn't imagine what kind of monster would come walking out of the building that day.
Let me tell you, there is not an art school in Austria that could do anything to prevent that.
First off, but second off, what I wanted to make my other point with this, which is, what if you get two birds with one stone? What if you get the punishment of someone, and this is gonna sound weird, but the usage of their body, for example, things like manual labor for tasks that you don't want to do or that you can't pay people to do. Would it be the weird part that happens in prisons to where your brain is hooked up to the brain friolator 9000, where you witness all the horrors of the human imagination for the next 90,000 years, while your body is like, I lift brick and put it down because that is my job, and I am cheaper than a robot. And that's because it's already there. It's already a useful tool.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that is something that would happen to where the prison system would end up reforming to be like almost like a DPW, like Department of Public Works. That's like, all right, all the prisoners today are building a monument, or they're building a new highway, and they're just like mindless fucking drones, beep, bop, lifting down.
Until, like I said, somebody for whatever reason accidentally gets released without any kind of reform for it, and now they're just some kind of crazy monster that's loose in the public.
Yeah.
What if
they're gonna have to get put down?
They're never released. Or
that too.
Or they do that for 10 years. They drop them in a country that we're at war with. So it's like, good luck dealing with this bastard.
Oh, God.
We just fucking hot drop him. See ya.
Jesus.
We use his body for the last 50 years. It's falling apart. Good luck dealing with this psycho.
Oh, yeah. And he seems to think that all humans are tasty. Good luck.
Oh, God.
So, sorry, I know I keep bringing us off the rails with that, but
no, that's fine. Off the rails is great.
I just like to drive the point home on this one, like beating a very dead horse, that it does not go where you think it goes.
Yeah,
this is not going to end well, unless you keep some serious guards in place. Which we know very well from human history that never happens.
Yep.
That's the only way something like this could not go badly.
Yeah.
This is one of those, like Gibbs said, it's Pandora's box. And once you open that box, good luck putting this back in that box.
The lid's not getting open. It's getting torn off and destroyed.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, if you put the thought into somebody's head that everybody is a well-marbled human and they love steak.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. That's great.
Here comes the other part I was thinking of is, how do you know you're not in one of those? That then becomes the ultimate mindfuck of once this technology becomes available, how do you know you weren't snatched in the middle of the night and put in you're not in the system?
Yep.
How do you know? There is no way of knowing, because in a system like that, unfortunately, if you're using your own memory, it's not like you're in a matrix or something you're uploaded to where the laws are different. No. It is entirely whatever's programmed. So congratulations. There is no getting out. You're in your own brain.
Yeah.
There is no way of figuring that one out.
Well, not to mention the fact that you're then going to have, people are already mentally sensitive anyways. They're not all there. They're going to see this going on and go, how do I not know that I'm not in this? And then lose their freaking minds and start going on a shooting spree, or they start kidnapping people, trying to get whoever they think is in charge of the system to release them back into the real world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let me do what the polar opposite everybody wants me to do, because clearly that's what the system wants me to do.
Yeah.
You know, if people can go crazy thinking that aliens want to stick things up their butts since like the 1950s,
Right.
then imagine something like that being made public. I think that's maybe the difference is, I think if this technology exists, it will never be made public.
Uh-huh.
Because the CIA has too much to lose. Because if this technology was public, the first person and the first people and the last people that know about it would be the CIA. Because they would not let anybody know. Because if you even think you knew about it, all of a sudden you would wake up the next day and like, wow, I won $1 million and my family loves me and everything's great and kumbaya.
Oh, shit, they got me.
Yep. You're in it.
Yep.
You're done.
Wait, is it, if that's the way it is, like, you know, on the island where, you know, you win the lottery and you go to the island, but in fact they're harvesting your organs.
Mm-hmm.
You find out tomorrow you won $1 million. It's because the CIA has tapped you in.
Yep. So
that's how we know those are the people that are getting snatched up by the CIA.
Wouldn't that have been funny this entire time? Why California keeps having lottery winners is because they keep finding fucking psychopaths to adopt them from the CIA. Just be like, you think you won, fucker? You won the prize. Yeah, I'm here to collect my money. Yoink.
Yeeted to the harvest center.
Yep.
So, to everyone listening, we would like to hear from you on this. If this technology existed, would you cognify a loved one who committed a crime, or if they needed to get through some trauma, or do you think that it's worse than jail? Let us know in comments or some other method.
Oh God, red flag laws, and they put you on that.
Oh
God.
Man, dating would take on a whole different fucking ball game.
But I guess the difference is with that program is you can't connect to another person's brain. So it'd all be within yours.
Yet, because you bring that up, just recently they were able to transfer data between two people sleeping in different rooms.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't want to share my nightmares with anybody because they're fucking weird.
Oh, I want to share my nightmares. They're fun.
No, I don't want you to share your nightmares. Keep it to yourself. I don't want to know.
Oh
my
so
God. Why is everything phallic? I don't get it.
I'm just gonna be like, well, I know I'm in Pip streams. Oh my God, this totally makes sense.
Oh my God.
So this brings us to the actual final topic, and we've already been kind of talking a bit about it. The darker side, misuse and ethical minefields of this technology. Humans, as we all know, have a way of trying to turn any shiny new technology into a weapon, and this is absolutely one that would not be an exception to that rule.
It all started with fire.
Yeah, absolutely. Fire and pointy sticks and rocks even. We've talked about all the different movies that we've seen, TV shows and whatnot. So this just kind of opens up all different kinds of vectors for abuse of the technology. You've got consent and coercion. The prison choice may not be voluntary. People could be put into these situations under duress. You have
1984.
Yes, exactly. You have wrongful convictions. If innocent people are implanted with traumatic guilt, there's permanent damage there. How would they even know to go after recourse? The correct memories could be overwritten. You've got private abuse. Abuse of partners and employers could implant loyalty or false memories into people and literally just make legal slaves. I mean, why not? You've got the technology. Yeah. On the mass scale, governments using this for dissidents or re-education camps or population control. Remember, kids, we're from the government. We're here to help. Right? That's everyone's favorite thing to say.
Yeah.
Identity risks, rewriting memories, changing who you are, PTSD from overload, AI biases, making it unfair. There's all kinds of different stuff that this could literally just the straw that breaks the camel's back. The scenarios are endless. It's a slippery slope, and it starts with criminals and therapy and rehab. Then it goes into enhancement, like you were saying, and not before long, it becomes mandatory fixes or tweaks. And society is going to be, oh, you can't go here without this augment or this upgrade. You have to have your upgrade paperwork before you can get into here. And we just went through some of that not too long ago with vaccine passports.
Oh, yeah.
So how long is it going to be before you have your Cognify passports, your memory therapy passports? And then you've got the neuroethics angle, privacy of thought. Like you said, 1984, privacy of thought is literally the last vestige of human privacy that can remain in today's age. It's the authenticity of self. Inequality would be the last kind of bastion of everything, because the rich would be able to buy better outcomes in life. They already can, but when it comes to the memory field, they win, period.
It would be the last thing that could keep people moving up the economic ladder that could be taken away would be information, or the ability to learn, access to information.
Yeah.
I believe that
infinite information.
Well, that's the thing at any one time. But that also would mean is that most information would be controlled via that method.
Uh-huh.
So it basically bring back like a feudal caste system kind of thing, to where once you're part of the informed class, you're allowed to take on any information you want. But if you're just part of the working class, you don't need to know that.
Yep.
You don't need to learn that.
So, do you guys see this as an end to mass incarceration, or is it more of a lead into a dystopian future?
I'll be honest. I feel like rich people would use it before prisons do, because prisons don't make as much money. So here's the way I look at it: is there are going to be rich people that say, I want to be able to live forever. I want to be able to know everything so I can grow my influence, my empire, my whatever, my legacy. The minute this becomes possible, if the CIA doesn't cover it up, somebody like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or one of those types, I think Elon would be the first person in line for this.
Yep.
They would end up committing to that 100%. Because here's the way I look at it too. If you can, like you were talking about, once you can alter, manipulate, or copy memories, you are basically immortal at that point. So regardless of how you use it, you are basically de facto the most, maybe not the most intelligent, but you'd be the most knowledgeable human in existence. Because anything you want is at your fingertips at any point in time. You can experience anything you want, do anything you want, as long as the information you're feeding into your brain is accurate.
Mm-hmm.
You own everything. That's it. You can own anything. You can learn any skill, any patented ideas, anything. So how could you not dominate every sector of any economy, any industrial sector, anything? Just nobody has to hire teams of thousands of people to do stuff. If you could just do it all yourself.
Your only competition at that point would be the other people that are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why the first person that makes it owns it, and they own the IP, and then they win.
Yeah.
It's really the ultimate arms race for something like that. If you're the first company, the first person that can do it, congratulations, you now own thought. Thought is yours. You win. You've won the game. This game of humanity, this simulation that we're in, you've won. Congratulations. That's it.
Yeah. So, some last kind of thoughts on this. It is real science. All the pieces do technically exist or are coming into existence, but the Cognify level tech itself is still, thankfully, contained to the lab. I think it's a good debate topic for where we draw the lines as far as mental ethics and mental AI interface future. The big questions that I have for the listeners mostly is forced empathy better than punishment? Is something like Cognify better or worse than the current methods of rehabilitation? Would you guys listening trust governments or private companies with your memories? Would either of you guys? Because I know I sure as fuck wouldn't.
No. Could you imagine going to work and instead of an NDA, you're agreeing to them erase your memories during the day after you leave work so you don't remember what it was you were even fucking working on?
Paycheck. That movie Paycheck, that's what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They erased his memories after he worked on the project.
Yeah.
So then, if you guys have any thoughts or ways that this tech... Go ahead, Gibbs.
I was going to say, the only thing you've taught me, as soon as Cognify has an IPO, I have to invest.
Oh, I think we all do.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's going to be big. If everything you're saying is true and this all happens, it'll be the biggest company in human history by like a country mile.
Yeah.
This is not financial advice. We are not financial experts.
No, not at all.
That being said, I know where my money is going.
Yeah. So if you guys have any thoughts on this, please send them our way. Questions on potential uses or thoughts on uses, ways for it to be used for addiction treatment, skill uploads like in the Matrix. I know we've talked a lot about that. For me, yes, please. I give me all the skills. Let me learn how to do all the things.
So here's another question I guess I was having is, I know this is like the end of the episode, but like a last minute question.
Sure.
Would we then have to overcome the capacity for memory, like a brain limitation?
So,
or would that be like a limiting factor where it's like, hey, you can learn all these things, but you can hold roughly this amount of memories. We don't know the exact things. Every brain's different, so you're going to have a chance of losing something to your buddy. Like,
yeah, because I was going to say there is a limit because they always say like everybody has like a PhD and stuff. They're not all quite there because they've learned so much information that they start losing things.
Yeah. We don't have a defined upper limit for human memory. But if this technology becomes accessible, that upper limit may become irrelevant. Because if the memories are able to be stored and swapped at will, especially, think about the Neuralink. If you've got the Neuralink and you can just access memories via the cloud or something like that, you may not be able to recall it instantly, but you could get it near instantly. Either via web search, AI interface, or just actual recalled memory via your cloud bank.
So does that mean you're basically uploading live telemetry from all of your senses and everything onto the human cloud, so that could be recalled at any time?
Potentially,
that would be terrifying, having recorded live telemetry of my body, because Jesus Christ, the amount of farts over my lifetime that would be like a recorded number. Jesus Christ.
Oh, hey, talk about your end of life stat report.
Oh, God damn it! Now I have to get
Oh yeah.
Fuck. Now I'm committed. That's my problem. God. You got me on that one. You know.
You're welcome.
Man, I'm gonna force it in Neuralink just so in my dying breath I can say,
"Save my stats."
One of my stats. How many times I shit myself? Less than you. I win. You know, just fucking dies.
Oh shit. So, neurotech could transform our lives or erase free will. Let us know what your take is. And with that, ladies, gentlemen, and all other sentient beings, we have come to the end of the episode.
Other sentient beings
so
are studying this thing on Pluto?
Possibly.
That's terrifying.
I know they're seeing it on Uranus.
Fuck you. It was good. Oh, God help us if that was first contact, was this goddamn podcast.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, Jesus. I see Independence Day in our future if that's the case.
Yep. Got to eradicate the human race now. So as far as the rest of the show goes, as always, thank you guys for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back next week with hopefully another good show, good topic. We'll have some more information.
Back with a really good show.
Yeah. We'll have some more information on all the other stuff we got cooking off on the back burners. And until then, we'll see y'all next time.